This is the Sales Babble Podcast, episode 442, Where to Look for Leads.
Welcome to Sales Babble, the podcast that shares selling secrets for non-sellers. And now your host, Pat Helmers.
Hello, Sales Babblers. This is Pat Helmers, and this is the podcast that shares selling secrets for non-sellers, focused on people new to sales, but it's also for those who want a fresh approach to selling. Since last year, we've been focused on non-selling selling, or actionless selling, where we get buyers to sell themselves. We are framing each episode in the context of the writer Lao Tse in his ancient book on Taoism. And although we're inspired by a philosophy that's very old, it's a fresh and modern take on selling. We've all had salespeople who are loud and pushy and overly assertive. The days of that working are waning because the internet killed it. People want to get informed and make their own decisions, and it's the responsibility of us, the sellers, to become concierges of our products and services. That's what this podcast is all about. Today, we talk about being lead poor, that is, having too few opportunities, and what we can do to generate new leads and get the sales organization back on track. And now today's chapter, the great source of all leads. Stay awake to the news, keep up on social, seek referrals from clients, attend networks, coffee and tea. At the conference, greet old friends at the social, introductions, referrals from clients, resource library, network events. Leads are to be found all around us. Knowing there are no prospects without leads, listen, look. All is a well that never goes dry. Infinite the opportunity. They are there for the seeking. And now today's story. Revenue was starting to slump. Pat noticed the SDR team kept following up on the same stuck deals, and the reason was clear. They were lead poor. This would not do. Pat turned to Chris and said, "Where are you getting these leads for the team?" "The same place we always do," Chris said. "That data lead gen company." Pat responded, "Well, we need to mix this up. I've got an idea." With that, Pat spoke to the marketing department for the latest trade show leads, called up 5 clients for referrals, then stopped by the library and downloaded hundreds of leads from the business databases. The next day, Chris was amazed by how the CRM had a fresh set of leads. "Where'd you find these?" asked Chris. "A little from here and a little from there," said Pat. "Leads are all around us. If these leads aren't qualified to buy, they may know people qualified to buy. Like the sunrise and the sunsets, each day brings us opportunity. We only need to look." "Most people miss opportunity because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work," said the inventor Thomas Edison. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but I get where Edison is going. Once we get fixated on a process, it's hard to break old habits and get creative. It's human to do the safe thing until it's no longer safe. Be it social media or events, it's important to always be on the watch for new leads. Don't assume every one of them is qualified, but do assume they may know someone who is qualified. That's how you multiply your efforts. And nurturing relationships in your network and existing clients is another great source of leads. It's like a well that's never used up. You can pump and pump all day, and it continues to provide fresh spring water. Doesn't that sound delicious? Leads are all around us. We just need to look. To download a copy of this week's Tao of Sales Babble chapter, you can find it in the show notes at www.salesbabble.com. Just like any business, I aspire to grow the Sales Babble podcast. If you could get a friend to start listening, that would really help grow the podcast. Word of mouth is a powerful tool, just like any referrals in sales. Just go to whatever podcast app you're using right now, Make sure and subscribe to the podcast and then share it with a friend. With that said, that's all I've got for this week. Until next Tuesday, take care and have a highly successful and a profitable selling day.
Thank you for listening to the Sales Babble podcast. Find us at www.salesbabble.com.
This is a production of Habanero Media.